Hello guys, this is the 2023 Hyundai Elantra N. Today I'm going to be taking it on a POV test drive. This one is equipped with the 6-speed manual transmission. I did own a DCT transmission and I loved that thing. But today I'm going to be driving this manual transmission. Finally the dealership got one in a manual transmission. So today I'm going to be taking it on a POV test drive and see how this Elantra N is with the 6-speed manual transmission. So this one is finished in ceramic white, just like my Elantra N. But let's go ahead and take it on a drive and see how it does. Alright, so this is the interior of this 2023 Hyundai Elantra N. This thing is beautiful. I love the design from the outside. Inside looks beautiful. Those seats are very, very comfortable, and they're finished in suede. And I think Hyundai did a great job with the design from the inside and outside. I did own the DCT transmission for 7 months. And I really had fun with it. So this is my first time driving the 6-speed manual transmission in the Elantra N. I did drive it in the Veloster N, and it was really nice and fun. But let's see if you guys should buy the DCT over the manual. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I think between the manual transmission and the DCT. Backup camera resolution is good. It does have the clear film on it, so that's why it looks a little bit blue. But yeah, the interior looks good. Beautiful 10.25 inch screens. This cluster right here, or this gauge, is actually customizable, or it changes when you change the drive modes. There's 3 drive modes, and then there is the N mode, and then you have a custom mode. So a lot of adjustment. Let me go ahead and show you the N mode, or the N menu. There's so many things you could do here. You could customize the engine, steering wheel, suspension. This is the manual transmission, and it does have the rev match. The automatic obviously don't have the rev match. Limited slip differential, the electronically stability control system, and the exhaust. And it does have launch control. So let's go ahead and take this Elantra on a drive and see how it does. Beautiful suspension, nice and stiff, and that's expected from a car like this. This is a track ready car from the factory. You don't have to do anything to this thing to make it faster, better. Brakes are amazing, suspension is beautiful, everything is customizable. You could customize the exhaust, you could customize the suspension if you want it to be soft or stiff. So definitely a lot of adjustment and customization on this Elantra, and this thing is seriously amazing. As I said, guys, I did own the DCT transmission for 7 months, and I had a blast with it. This car is just beautiful. It looks amazing from the outside. Hyundai did a great job with the way how the car looks like from the outside. Like the lines and everything just looks amazing. Very nice and sporty. Nice and light, very quick. Brakes are amazing, and this thing's just beautiful. As I said, guys, beautiful 10.25 inch screen and another 10.25 in front of me. Looks good. Not a big fan of this. I did mention that in my previous videos of the Elantra, but honestly it's not that bad. When I owned it for 7 months, I got used to it, but a lot of people actually complained every time someone gets in the car with me. They would complain about this right here, so it is a little bit annoying, but I think with time you could get used to it. We're gonna hop on the highway and see how this Elantra will do. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, pops and crackles from the exhaust are just so satisfying. This thing handles amazing, stays flat. Such a joy to drive. It handles amazing, sounds good, stays flat. This is such a beautiful car, and as I said guys, Hyundai did a great job with this Elantra. This 6-speed manual transmission is fun, but the car feels slower with this 6-speed manual transmission. The DCT honestly is amazing. It's nice and quick, and the DCT transmission reminds me of BMWs and AMG's transmissions. So very quick, especially in a Hyundai. I think it's amazing, but very fun to drive. Doesn't matter if it's the 6-speed manual transmission or the DCT. So I really like both, but with the 6-speed manual transmission, as I said, it does feel a little bit slow. And another thing about the 6-speed manual transmission is I feel like the gears don't go into their own gear, or the shifter doesn't go into the gears that smooth. Honda definitely has a smoother shifter, and I really wish that Hyundai fixes that, but this thing is seriously fun. Under the hood there is a 2.0 turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. It is connected to this 6-speed manual transmission. This car produces 276 horsepower and 289 pound-feet of torque. This red button right here is for the rev match, so you could turn on and turn off the rev match. But the DCT transmission has the NGS button, so basically it adds extra 10 horsepower. So instead of the 276, it brings it up to 286, and honestly you do feel a huge difference when you hit that button. I am pushing the clutch all the way down, but the shifter sometimes tend to not want to go into the gear very smooth. But I think that's probably something that could be fixed if you do aftermarket parts. But this thing is seriously so fun to drive. The handling by itself is just amazing. The sound is beautiful, and the seats are extremely comfortable for long drives. I did drive this Elantra N to other states 2 hours away, and I never had any issues with those seats. Those seats are just very comfortable, very supportive. Pops and crackles from the exhaust are just amazing. Steering wheel is nice and heavy. This thing is such a joy to drive. Super fun, super controlling. Definitely the 6-speed manual transmission is fun, but I feel like it had the same amount of fun in the DCT transmission. It is faster, and I feel like the DCT transmission had a better sound from the exhaust. The pops and crackles were a little bit louder. But with this 6-speed, of course they are there, but I don't feel like they are as loud as a DCT, but probably because this one only has 155 miles, so the engine is not broken into yet. So there's a break-in period where the engine performs better, especially that happens usually after 1,000 miles of driving. So the exhaust, the engine, everything just will be louder, better. Performance will go up a little bit after you pass that 1,000 miles. So this Elantra does actually have all the nice safety features. So it does have the steering assist, lane keeping assist. It doesn't have adaptive cruise control. That's the only thing that it doesn't have. It does have blind spot monitoring system, right across traffic. So a lot of nice safety features, emergency braking. As you guys see, the car is driving by itself, but it's not going to keep a distance between me and the car in front of me. So basically I have to brake. But definitely a beautiful system. This thing gets up to speed very quick, guys, and you don't even feel it. Suspension is just perfect. At first I thought that suspension was a little bit stiff in my ownership, but I loved it. You definitely cannot drive this thing in N mode if you have people. Does get uncomfortable, but for me, most of the time I was driving this thing in N mode. Brakes are just amazing in this Elantra. Oh, I stole it. Didn't have the clutch all the way in, but this thing is just amazing. I take my word back, this thing actually sounds good, just like the DCT transmission. It is fun to drive, but honestly, I feel like I'd rather have the DCT transmission. Sure, this is fun, but it doesn't feel as fast as the DCT transmission. Honestly, both of them are fun, but the DCT transmission is just something else. It's just amazing. Very impressive, guys, and I do recommend this over the Type R. The new Type R is just very expensive. The VW Golf is very expensive. It's around 44,000 or 40 something thousand. The Type R is the same. So the Corolla, I think, is around mid-30s. This thing is like 34,000. So you're getting so much for the money. Beautiful DCT transmission or 6-speed manual transmission. Beautiful 2.0 turbo. The car is nice and light. You could customize so many things. So I want to go ahead and test the turning radius in this Elantra. Let's see how good it is. So turning radius is actually good. Could be a little bit better, but I think it's okay. And I didn't drive a manual transmission in a long time. This 6-speed manual transmission is actually easy to drive. Gears go into their place very smooth. Really love the way how the interior looks like. There's a wireless phone charger, 2 USBs, 112 volts. Inside there's a decent amount of space. This one doesn't have a sunroof. My DCT transmission had a sunroof, and I really wish this manual transmission had a sunroof. I don't know why they took it off. I know probably for weight savings, but I think they should have just added a sunroof. I prefer this over the Type R, over the Golf R, the Toyota GR. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of the Corolla GR. I think it looks ugly, doesn't have a nice design to it, doesn't look sporty. I know a lot of people said impressive things about it. 3-cylinder engine, nice and quick, but I rather choose the Hyundai over all of them. The Honda Civic Type R is too expensive. The Golf R is too expensive. The Toyota just doesn't look that good. It doesn't look like it actually competes with those cars. So I think the Elantra N is the best bang for the buck. So for the MPGs, they are very good on this Elantra. City MPGs are low 20s and highway low 30s. I was actually getting 32, 33 miles per gallon on long drives, and honestly I think that's very good for a car that has almost 300 horsepower and 300 torque. But this car is seriously beautiful, nice, light, fun to drive. So the only reason I sold my Elantra was because of the check engine light kept coming on. Dealership did not know what to do. Every time I would go to the dealership, they would tell me it's the knocking sensor, make sure you don't wash your car, and they would say that they resetted the check engine light. And then after a few days it would come back again. I would do the same thing. I would go, and same exact issue would happen. They would clear the light, and I would go back home. A few days later it would keep coming back. So it was too much, because I do a lot of driving and I do drive far away for work. So for that I sold it, and I do recommend this car. Honestly, it's amazing. Probably mine was a lemon. It's probably a bad car, but those cars are very fun to drive, and I don't think you could get anything close to this. You have to go for the AMGs and BMWs, M340s. You have to go up there in the price to be able to get this kind of performance, but Hyundai gives it to you for 34, 35,000. You do get a lot of stuff, features, all the nice safety features, performance features, everything. So this thing is seriously fun to drive, and I do recommend this car. But anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this POV test drive of this 2023 Hyundai Elantra N. If you guys are around, if you guys are interested, make sure to come and see Sam here at Key Hyundai of Milford. And if you guys are interested in seeing more videos like this, please like and subscribe, because that's help a lot. And as always, I'll see you next time.